Hi, welcome back to the channel. Michelle, and today I'm going to be recapping my 2023 goals and giving you my goals for 2024. So every year I come up with three main goals. There's a financial goal, a renovation goal. We have an older house, over 100 years old, so there's a lot of repairs and things that need to be done over the years. And the third one is a personal goal. So I'm going to start off by recapping my 2023 goals. So my renovation goal for 2023 was to get the windows replaced on our first floor. That didn't happen, and that's completely okay. So that was I hope it happens, but it's okay if it doesn't. And we just had some financial things that came up over the year that kind of took away the extra money I was hoping to save for windows. And some of that was, inflation. I think we all know our grocery budgets hit it hard this year, but also things like our water heater unexpectedly broke. And it didn't just break, but when it broke, it dumped the 40-gallon tank all over my basement floor. So not only did we have to replace the water heater, but we had to clean up the mess that happened in my basement. We also had some van repairs that happened this year, and then some unexpected medical expenses. And again, we have insurance and things like that, but it was still a lot. And luckily, it was nothing serious. My husband was having some chest pain, so he went in to his doctor, which is what you should do. And they did an EKG, showed an abnormal heartbeat, so they did an echocardiogram to look at his heart. Everything turned out fine. Doctor says he's fine, which is great, but we still have those larger bills from the hospital for all that testing to be done. So that's where all that kind of side money went that I was hoping to squirrel away for the windows. And again, that's okay. Like I said in last year's video, they're functional, they work. Hopefully they make it another year, because that's my plan. Is to continue to hopefully save for them, because I do prefer to pay in cash for the renovations. I don't want to finance things unless it's absolutely necessary. Like our roof started leaking into my daughter's room. We had to have the roof repaired at that point. There was no option, so we did finance our roof. But I'm hoping to, again, because the windows is something that's more aesthetic, and well, I guess they are probably pretty leaky, but it's not something that has to be immediately done. So I did not get to windows this past year, and that's okay, because I had the money to take care of the other things I needed to do. My financial goal for 2023 was to pay off our roof. Like I just said, we had to finance a chunk of it because we didn't have that kind of money to push towards the roof. And we are 2 months shy of being able to pay that off, unfortunately, but that's okay. In February, the roof will be paid off, hopefully. And it doesn't matter that it didn't happen in the exact calendar year that I did. I'm still really excited that is about to be paid off. So that was almost made it. And my personal goal for 2023 was to focus on myself, take better care of myself. And this is one I actually accomplished and did really, really well. So one of the things I talked about taking care of myself is having a skincare routine. I have that down. I figured out what products I like. And every morning, every night, I have a skincare routine I do. And again, this is not for like anti-aging or how I look. It's just taking care of my really dry skin. I've noticed as I'm getting older, as I'm approaching 40, my body just doesn't want to do the things it once did without even thinking about it. So yes, I do have to wash my face, tone it, and put moisturizer on it twice a day now. And you better believe I gotta put SPF sunscreen on my face now. But that's okay, that's just part of aging. But it's become such a habit now that I don't really think about it. And I have noticed a difference that my skin isn't that flaky, kind of tight anymore. And overall, it worked really well. On top of taking care of myself, one of the things I talked about was my Sabbath Sunday. I will link up above my video of what I do. And that is really taking Sunday after church to focus on me, do something creative for myself, take time for myself. And sometimes that just means taking a nap after church on Sunday, and that's completely fine too. But it's really dedicated time in my calendar, in my planner, to do things that enrich my life. So one of the things I've been doing is really exploring art, and I talked about that in the past. So I've just really been trying different mediums of art, so watercolor, more a pop art type thing. This portrait of my dog. I've been exploring with some Bob Ross. That's been really fun. This is a Bob Ross painting. I suggest you check those videos on YouTube. They're really great. They're not long, and it's fun to just get out there. And again, there's no mistakes, just happy accidents, right? Something else I've been doing is doing art parties. So my library, a few times this past year, had art parties. So the painting parties where you come in and an artist walks you through how to paint things. So I did that with friends a few times this year. Again, getting out away from the kids, which was really nice, spending time with friends, but also exploring different artistic abilities that I've never really tapped into in the past. Another thing I've been doing is we got a piano a couple years back, and I've really been enjoying learning. This Christmas I was able to play almost all the Christmas songs out of the Hoffman Academy Christmas Favorites Beginner. So they're pretty simple, as you can see here, but I was able to play it this year, and that was really a lot of fun. And I have the subscription for my daughter for Hoffman Academy, and I use it as well for myself, and this is one of the things that was in the subscription, and it had beginner, intermediate, advanced packets and things like that. But I've really enjoyed learning piano. That's actually been one of my lifelong goals. So that's something that has been really enriching for my life this year. Another thing I've been doing is book clubs. I'm part of 2 different book clubs this year. So my church has a book club, and we just talk about different books. So every month somebody picks a book, something that was inspirational to them or meaningful to them, and we discuss it as a group. And that's really helped with my spiritual growth, because again, we're talking about different people from different backgrounds, really bringing in their own perspective, and I think that's how we grow spiritually. And we don't, have to agree on everything. The point is to learn about different things and different perspectives from very young to very old. So that's really been a lot of fun. And again, it's one of those dedicated times that I have that I'm not mom, I have my own group of people that I'm talking to, adults exchanging ideas. It's a lot of fun. I also joined my library book club, and it's adults who read young adult and children's books. So that's been really fun. Same thing, every month we pick a book. Sometimes we read a book together, sometimes we read like a specific genre, but that has been really interesting because I feel like, especially as we homeschool, I go through a lot of books, and it's really nice to talk to adults about those books, not just my kids, and also to get different ideas and to see what kind of literature is out there aimed at kids and teenagers now that wasn't in existence when I was at those ages. So that's been a lot of fun. So when it comes to the me goal, I definitely did really well with that one, and I'm really proud of how that has gone over the year, and I can see how that has impacted my life positively. So those were 2023 goals. So what are 2024 goals? So my renovation goal, no surprise there, is to continue to try to save that money for the windows. I hope it will eventually happen. I have set money set aside for the budget, but again, when things come up, that extra money has to go to other places sometimes, and that's okay. I think that's one of the great things about making a plan, is that yes, you have a plan, this is how you hope things will go, but if they don't, it's okay to pull that money and put it into other uses. So that goal will remain the same, that hopefully we will have the money to replace the windows on the first floor. Again, I have like 9 windows, and they're not standard windows because of the age of my house, so they're really large, almost floor to ceiling, so you can see why it can be a little bit more expensive. So my financial goal for this year. So I have 2 financial goals. One is to pay off my private student loan. Yes, I still have student loan debt. I am 17 years removed from college, but luckily my husband had just finished his loans, but now it's time to focus more on mine. So I do have a private student loan that I'm almost done paying, and I should be able to pay off this year, and that's a goal of mine. Another financial goal is to start a sinking fund for Christmas. Now normally I just have Christmas in our normal budget. We spend about $1,300 a year, and that's including my kids, my spouse and I, relatives, co-workers, things like that. So that has worked in the past, but I've noticed I'm not just buying Christmas presents in December, especially when Prime has Prime Days in like October and things like that, or July. I think they have one in the summer. I tend to buy some things throughout the year, so I would rather have that money set aside to just pull from it and not wrap it into our every monthly day budget, because I do monthly budget. I will link up above if you want to see kind of our budget for this past year, but I think that would be easier. It's my first time really kind of making a sinking fund, putting money aside for a specific thing. So we'll see how that goes, but I anticipate it'll be fine. It's already in the budget to be, taken out when necessary, which brings me to my personal goal this year. So my personal goal this year is my hair. And that might sound weird. Again, last year was skin and taking care of myself and focusing on myself. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's getting older, approaching 40, genetics, but I've noticed my hair is starting to really thin. And I used to have like really thick, almost like, I always compare it to Cocker Spaniel hair, like thick and a little wavy. And I've noticed in the last 6 months especially, it's starting to thin. And that Cocker Spaniel hair doesn't exist anymore. And like I said, it could be aging, genetics. I know my mother and sister both had thinning and hair loss. So it could be that, it could be related to my autoimmune disease. I have hypothyroidism. It could be stress. Let's just say it could be stress. That's always up there too. So I don't know the exact cause of it as of now, why my hair is thinning. But I'm willing to troubleshoot some ideas. And if those don't work, of course, I will go see doctors, dermatologists, whatever it takes. But right now, I feel like I can get a handle on it, trying some different things. So I've already in December started some things, and that's just some simple swaps I've made in my hair care. So making sure the brushes I'm using, I use a wide tooth comb brush now instead of like the wet brushes. I braid my hair every night before I go to bed, so that helps with the breakage. I did my first hair mask the other day. Which is just like a deep conditioning. One of the things I do suffer from on top of dry skin is the skin on my head is also really dry too, so that could be contributing to the hair loss as well. So kind of figuring out what works for my body. I'm experimenting with different oils like argan and different things that are good. And again, learning your hair type and what works best for your hair. So I've been really going down that rabbit hole of just figuring out, what my hair is like and what works well for it. I've also included some vitamins this past year. I did not do a good job taking my vitamins. It's one of those things when inflation hit, grocery prices were insane, I kind of took away the vitamin budget for myself. Because I use whole food vitamins type things, they're kind of expensive. They're like $50 a month or something. So I took those out. So I started putting back some of those multivitamins for some nutritional helping. I hope that helps. But so far, and again, I've been doing this for December, I've noticed that the hair loss has really gone down. Like when I used to brush my hair, I'd get a lot. And it's not unusual to have hair loss when brushing your hair or when you wash your hair, but to the point where you start noticing bald spots or your hairline receding, that's when it's concerning. And again, this isn't like and I'm not doing this for like a vanity reason. I'm doing this to better care of myself, because if I don't, then yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out something else to do. But in this past month, I've done that. I've started a hair care routine in the morning, at night, and one thing that's really helped is a rosemary spray. And I found this on YouTube, of course, the rabbit hole of YouTube. But you just take sprigs of rosemary and boil it in some hot water, put it in a spray bottle with some cold water, and then you use it to spray on your scalp. And that has really helped with the dry skin, especially this winter, where it's not really necessarily a lot of snow, but the air has been really dry, at least by us. So I do that every morning and every night, and that's helped. So I have a whole hair care routine. If you want to know what that is, let me know. I'll let you make a video about it. But I have found that when I brush my hair, I don't have a lot of that hair loss, like a couple strands maybe now, and that's great. So I think I've gotten to the point where I've stopped the hair loss situation. Now I just need to wait for the hair to regrow, which can take some time. So I'm going to continue the hair care routine I have and see how that helps over time. But that's going to be my focus this year. And again, it's not, for vanity reasons. It's just better taking care of myself. I feel like every year I have this personal goal. I am bettering myself. Last year I really focused on myself. I have my skincare routine. I really made sure I made time for myself. And that has been a positive impact and something that has become habitual for me. So it's become a habit. And I'm hoping that adding in this hair care routine will become a habit as well. So yes, it's going to take me like 30 minutes to get ready for bed every night, but that's okay because it's actual intentional time. I'm taking care of myself, which is important. So that is my recap for how 2023 goals went and how 2024 goals, I hope they will go. If you have any specific questions about anything I talked about, leave them in the comments below. If not, thank you for watching.